Hello and welcome once again to Hour 1. As always, I'm Charlie, and this time we're taking a look at the game Olli 2. As always, I'll be playing the first hour of the game and my thoughts and impressions afterwards. With that being said, let's get to it. Starting the timer now, I guess. Alright. Harder in practice than you think. I keep thinking grind should be X. Not a hero movie, okay? Oh, come on! Woohoo! The amount of joy I get from this guy being in pain is getting a little ridiculous. Yeah. Whoa! Alright. Now we're grinding. We're grinding some more. We're jumping. And we're jumping. And we're jumping. And we're landing. And we didn't land. We didn't land it there either, but yeah! Woo! Ah! Once I got there, I forgot about it. It's the worst I've ever done. No, that was the worst I've ever done. The sense of momentum in this game is bad. I'll say that right off the bat. It's actually what makes you go faster reliably, which I don't like. Alright. Yeah. Yeah! Yes! I find great joy in sending this guy into the fire. I don't know if I like this game or not. It's getting a little too much of the live, fail, die, or repeat loop for me. Not in a good way. So the monkeys like me. Okay, it's good to know. Yeah! Ah, come on, that's new. Eyes are starting to hurt from playing this game. My eyes are starting to hurt from playing this game. Not in a bad way, just technically in a bad way. Eye strain's not a good thing. Woo! We're doing it. Alright, so that's an hour. You heard the alarm go off. So, Olli 2. I don't like this game, and just because I don't like it should not be the first thing that sticks in your mind. It's got some interesting stuff going on for it. It's just also got some problems going on. The design is cool. The concept's really a lot of fun. Like, it's very much like Trials HD and other games of that ilk where it's about kind of memorizing a route and how to get through it and partially problem solving. But and that's, I guess, where the fun ends and the problems begin, because this game's a lot like Trials HD and the various evolutions of that game that came afterwards, where it's really about making it to the end, and then if you want, coming back later and getting all the side objectives and extra bonuses. I'm sure there's much people that have found this game a lot easier than I did, but I found this game really hard, and not because the concept was hard to grasp, but because the precision required in the controls wasn't consistent, and some kind of minor mechanic parts of the game seemed to bug me. For instance, I know it's just me not learning the controls yet, and if I play more of this game, I'll get better at it. The fact that I have to press X to land, but I can press X pretty far off the ground and still have it count, it bugs me some. Like, I get it, like, that's how this game is played, but if I'm landing flat on my board, I'm landing flat on my board, and for better or worse, that's how most skateboarding games have always played, and I guess this is really not a skateboarding game. This isn't a skateboarding game. I feel no urge to pull off tricks. It's really an obstacle course game, a la Trials HD, which, if you're going into this expecting a skateboarding game, there are parts of there you'll enjoy, but if you're hoping for like a Tony Hawk-style game, no. No. Tricks are hard in this game. Ollies are a lot of what you'll be doing. I'm sure I could be doing more, but, you know, I don't want to because I'm having such a hard time getting through the courses as they are. And I guess onto that, a lot of other games do a really good job of momentum. A lot of other games in this style do a lot of, like, a good sense of momentum. You have a sense of how fast you're going. You know what will and won't speed you up. You know what slows you down, etc., etc. This game has a really inconsistent sense of momentum for me. Maybe that's my TV. It did pop up a warning about making sure you're playing on game setting and stuff like that, but if I'm going downhill, I should be gaining speed, regardless if I'm grinding or not. Like, that's how you gain speed on a skateboard. And the fact that there are times where I swore I was slowing down on an inhill, but then went faster on an uphill afterwards, just didn't make sense to me and kind of threw me off. A lot of the missed jumps in this game I had were because I jumped too early and I thought I was going fast because I just came down a giant hill or something like that. Or I overshot something because I didn't think I was going to make it based on the speed I had. Like, it's something about the momentum sense in this game is off, and that's really unfortunate. And on that same note, now that I've gotten through 3, whatever you call them, levels, areas of this game, and the first 2 are really cool, and this third one is really neat, but for some reason, I can't keep track of my guy in the background. Visually, he keeps, like, seeping into it, and maybe it's the color palette, maybe it's just some eye fatigue, who knows, but the other 2, he stood out really nicely against the background, and here he kind of blends in with the browns and the reds, and on top of that, you have a train in the background that keeps pace with you. It's another source of motion you're trying to keep track of. There's 3 or 4 runs where I was looking at the train because I just noticed it moved and couldn't concentrate on my guy while it was there. It was a very bizarre moment for me. Like, and maybe that's just this area. Maybe it gets better, but there seems to be an evolution where, like, more stuff is happening and more obstacles and more, I'd call them obstacles, seem to be popping up. Like, different varieties of different things seem to be popping up. And I don't picture these stages getting less busy, and that might actually be a hindrance to this game. While we're talking about obstacles, this game has a really bad habit of throwing a totally new thing at you with a lot of warning. Like, there was a spike sticking out of the ground that the game had never put an obstacle where it was just a spike out of the ground at the edge of a ledge before in the game. And yeah, it's partially reaction speed and partially I should be paying better attention, but most of these levels are a nice, slow progression of a technique. For instance, you go from just doing ollies and grinds to doing manuals in between your jumps. You have the little springboard. We'll get to that in a second, though. But each level progresses from, okay, jumps, stairs, jumps and stairs, grind, rump, stairs. There's a flow to each level as they get harder, which occasionally the game breaks in an uncomfortable, I guess, unfortunate way, because it feels cheap in some weird way. So, and this game, like I said at the beginning of this game is not a skateboarding game. It's like Trials HD. It's also a grinding game. Like, if you enjoy the feeling of grinding in a video game, like in Jet Set Radio Future or something like that, you might really enjoy this game for that sensation, because that's most of what you're doing in this game. And it's about linking those grinds together. Like, I could be doing more stunts. I can't, because I don't really understand how the controls work for the stunts. But you may have noticed I'm doing a lot of grinding from point A to point B. It's much more of an obstacle course than anything else. So if you're into that kind of thing, this actually might be a good game for you. If you're looking for more variety, this might not be a game for you, because it's really all of what you're doing. So I guess to sum this up, it's a cool concept, and the controls are an interesting idea for a skateboarding game. The skateboard, it feels like riding a skateboard, a little bit of a skateboard I've ridden in my life. But something feels off about it constantly, and not in a good way, like a slightly cheap, wrong way. Like, the controls are too precise, except when they're not precise, and then weird stuff happens. Like, the number of times I'm sure I've pressed X or grind a split second too late or too early in 1 or 2 cases, it's weird. Like, there's been times where I've just dropped straight down when I've been trying to go for a grind, and times where I kept going and got the grind. This game's a lot of fun, and maybe you have other friends to play it with. Do that. Like, don't play this for large chunks of time if you want to picking it up. But be a little wary of it, I guess. Like, it's cool, but it's got some problems. But with that being said, it's the run. This is not the run. This is not the run.